Hi everyone, welcome back to Open for All. Continuing the streams topic, now we are going to get this code and do it in a string way, a more declarative way. So basically, let's create a new class, string test02. I'm going to copy the list. I would like to keep things very atomic. And now, PSVM, press tab, and we are going to do exactly the same thing as we did here, but using strings. So first, how do we get a string? Usually when we talk about collections, the data, they live in a space. When you are talking about strings, we are talking about the data in time. Strings is a sequence of elements. So you need to get the sequence of elements from the space to time, basically from the collection to strings, so like novels, dot, and then you have a method string. So when we talk about strings, and I told you that we have operations, we have two types of operations. Operations that are intermediate and operations that are terminal. What's the difference? Intermediate operations, they will return a string. So these mean you can chain operations as long as they are not terminal. And when you have terminal operation, as the name implies, it's done. You are moving back from time to space, depending on if you are trying, for example, to move back to collections, or terminal, let's say you just want to print the data in the console. So the terminal operations, you cannot chain a string from them. So looking at what we did in the previous one, we are first sorting, and then we are filtering, and then we have to limit and then get the title. The order sometimes can change, but basically this is what we need to do. So from this string, I need to sort the data. From the strings, we have a method called sorted, and we have two options, either with comparator or without comparator. Since light novel is not implementing comparable, we have to provide the comparator. And look, the return is string of light novel. So this is going to return a string of light novel. Since this operation sorted is a intermediate, we can chain them with another one. So basically I want to sort, and then I will do the same, comparator.comparing. And now that I have this sorted, what do I want to do? And you can see several operations available. I want to filter. And filter accepts a predicate. Since we know how to work with lambda, basically light novel. And what do I want to do? I want to make sure that light novel dot get price is lower than or equals 4. Okay, so filter is another intermediate. It means that we can chain another operation. What would be another operation? I want to limit. And is also, as you can see here, intermediate operation. I want to limit to 3. And then I need to do something else. I need to get only the title. We saw in the lambdas that usually when you have this mapping from one object to another one, you are mapping that data, and we do have something called map. So the map here accepts a function. If you go to function in the java.util.function, this is a functional interface that will accept a t, in this case can accept a light novel, and then it's going to return r. What will be r? In this case will be title. So as you can see, we are chaining together like a pipeline of operations. Now, what we want? We want, when we can use directly method reference, but if you want to write the lambda, would be light novel, and then light novel.get title. But since we know how to work with method reference, we can do like this. So basically, I'm sorting, I'm filtering, and then I'm limiting, and then I'm getting the title. And by the way, map is also a intermediate. It's returning another string. So basically now we have everything that we want, and we need to go back to space. We need to go back to a collection. So after the string did everything, I want them to collect the results. So collect the result, and if you take a note, the collect is a terminal. Why? Because it's not returning another string. And what do I want to do with this collect? Basically, I would like this as a list, and we have collectors dot to list. If we introduce a local variable, you will see that we have a list of strings as return. And now I can print the titles. So going back to string test01, Control Shift F10, you can see that we have 3, Kumo desu ga, Monogatari, and No Game No Life. And if I go back here, Control Shift F10, we have exactly the same result. But if you take a look at the difference, split right. So this is the old code, and this is the new one. So basically they are kind of the same size, but the difference is how we write them. Basically, almost everybody can understand a little bit what's happening here if they don't have a lot of experience with Java, looking at what the operations are called. So I know from this string that I'm sorting, and then I'm filtering, and then I'm limiting, and then I'm mapping from whatever I have to title, and then I'm collecting everything into a list. So this is, in my opinion, like a huge improvement. And honestly, most of the time these days that you are working with collections, you won't see a lot of fors like this, and you will probably see a lot of functional programming. So this is it about the introduction of strings. Let's continue with more strings topic in the next video. Bye.